Welcome to Jhoira. We've got Jhoira versus Jhoira. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I think we like this. We go for Jolt Amulet, get down Ethereum Sculpt. Yeah, I think this is real risky though. Yeah, let's go mulligan on this one. I want to have at least 2 lands in the hand. Now we have no lands. Let's go and go one more mulligan. Hopefully we end up with something semi-decent. Yeah, we can make this work, and that's actually really good. We're going to keep on this one, get the Scry going, definitely put that on top of our library. Let's go and lead off with Arid Mesa, and then anything else. We're going to pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Jhoira, Jhoira's Junkyard. This is Egg Storm, so I hope you're excited to get some really good, get some spell slinging going, start throwing some artifacts onto the battlefield. We're playing Jhoira, Weatherlight Captain. This could be 4 mana. Whenever you cast an historic spell, draw a card. Also, same thing for our opponent. I'm not going to crack that Arid Mesa. Definitely going to draw into that Darksteel Citadel and see if we can't hold on to some of these artifacts and start casting them once we get down Jhoira onto the battlefield. All right, let's go and get down Mana Confluence and then anything else. We're going to go pass turn to our opponent. Cover both commanders, free time. Talk about whatever we want. And also, a historic spell. If you don't know what that is, let's say you're new to Magic, you're getting back into Dominaria. A historic spell is an artifact, legendary, or saga. So, the way this deck is set up is we're looking to get her down, start casting a bunch of these 0 converted mana cost artifacts, get some good card draw, and start chaining some stuff together. You can see we have Ignite Memories in the hand, which is a wonderful, delightful storm card to go for. Unless our opponent's playing the same thing, then it may not be that good, but we'll see. Let's go and grab the Stevens, have it come into play tap. Not going to pay 2 life, and it's going to kick the turn back over to us, see what we draw into. Hopefully we hit that 4th lane drop, and then we can start chaining some stuff together. Misty Rainforest. Nice. It's going to put down Misty, and then anything else, we're going to pass the turn to our opponent. Typically, what we're trying to do is just start drawing a bunch of cards and then use something like Ignite Memories. So if you don't know what Storm is, once we go to cast Ignite Memories, let's say that we've cast 10 other spells for the turn. We're going to copy this spell 10 other times and then use that to target our opponent for some really, really fun magic. It's going to crack the Misty Rainforest. It's definitely a kind of a solitaire style deck, so hopefully our opponent doesn't scoop it up, but I understand if they do. It's typically not too fun to play against Storm like this. Ooh. Aetherflux Reservoir. Okay. Let's do this. Let's go and get down Darksteel Citadel. Let's do some setting up. Let's go for a counterspell test. Let's see if this is good. Let's go for Aetherflux Reservoir. That way, if they do have a counterspell, maybe they're going to burn it on Aetherflux instead of Jhoira. Then if not, we can get her down next turn and start chaining together some of this stuff. Yeah, it's entirely possible to get an Aetherflux Reservoir win. It's kind of the backup Storm win for us. And see, your opponent's got Arcane Denial. Okay, we'll take that card draw, though. Anything else, we're going to pass the turn to our opponent. So that did work out. It would have been nice to have Aetherflux Reservoir, but like I said, we can also win with Ignite Memories. Now, as far as protecting Jhoira, you definitely want to be able to protect her on the battlefield. We are running Lightning Greaves in here and Mizium Skin, which is a really good way. Yes, we're going to use that ability. Of course, we're going to draw 2. Yes. All right. Reliquary Tower and Mountain. All right. Let our opponent do their thing. I'll feel really good if they get down their land drop and end up tapping out for Jhoira, so that'd be pretty nice. And then hopefully we can start chaining some stuff together. Now, we won't really have a ton of mana to get some stuff moving. We do have at least Mox Opal, so we might be able to get Metalcraft online and go for something like Grape Shot if we draw into it. But for the most part, we're looking to just kind of get this set up. Outside of the Storm spells, we do have a few other spells that allow us to kind of send all of the artifacts back to our hand. All right, opponent's going to simply just pass the turn. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and get down Mountain. We do have Weir of Invention, which we can cast for 2. Grab an artifact. If we want to, we can actually go for the Orb. Yeah, let's go for a counterspell test. Let's see. See if they got it. See if this is going to work. Going to go for Jhoira, and then we'll kind of go from there. All right, she's going to stick on the battlefield. Let's go and go for Zurin Orb. Let's go and cast that spell. Get an additional card draw off of that. Now, Mox Opal will be online because we do have Dark Citadel down, counting as an artifact. Let's go ahead and go for Mox Opal. We're going to draw an additional card. Draw into Felwar Stone, okay. And let's go ahead and get down Felwar Stone. Tap out for Mox Opal, draw an additional card. And if we do draw into another 0 artifact, we'll probably just end up holding on to it at this point right now. All right, anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn for our opponent. One thing that we are going to use Weir of Invention for is something like Ensnaring Bridge. Let's say we're playing against an aggressive style deck, and we're able to really kind of dump a lot of stuff out of our hand. But now that we have a lot of mana and a lot of artifacts, it really kind of keeps us open as far as Weir of Invention is concerned. All right, opponent's going to go for Flanktum Kavu. More than likely, they're going to target our commander with that one, but we're going to have more than enough mana to recast her and then kind of go from there. All right, let's get her pop back up, go back into the command zone. But if you never played a Storm deck, you should definitely give it a shot. It is it's a lot of fun. And in fact, what really inspired me to go Jhoira kind of Egg Storm like this was, actually, I'll explain that in a second. All right, let's go ahead and get Island down. Let's see if we have enough mana to actually just tap out for Jhoira. That's going to be 6 total mana. Let's go Felwar Stone. Let's go Mox Opal. And let's go and tap out for red, and then tap out for one more with Steam Vents. Okay, there we go. We're going to get down Jhoira. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and make the land drop. Let's get the island down. Yeah, we're going to go for Herbal. I like that. Our opponents tap out. If they have another remove spell, they can use it. At least we'll be drawing into a few more cards. It's going to put us at 2 total mana. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Kick it back over there. But yeah, as far as those bounce spells, we have Hercule's Recall, which is really good in the deck. You can see where we don't have a ton of 0 artifacts at this point right now, but something like Hercule's Recall late in the game, we have a lot of mana. Let's say we tap out for Thran Dynamo, bounce it back to the hand. We can really start chaining together some of the really good card draw. Okay, opponent's going to get their commander down. Let's go and cross that off and then see what else they get down. You know, our opponent may be playing a more traditional build of Jhoira, maybe just really light on artifacts, but, you know, sometimes it's fun just to kind of go all in on a commander and just really kind of turn the contrast up really high, which is exactly what we're doing. Opponent's getting down Pyrite Spellbomb, deals 2 damage to any target. Now, luckily, Jhoira is a 3/3, so we don't have to worry about any sort of burn. You know, we do have to watch out for something like Lightning Bolt, but at least we're going to be able to dodge that Spellbomb. All right, opponent's going to be swinging in for 4. It's going to put us down to 22. And then we do have the land drop, which is really nice because we have Reliquary Tower. So if we somehow start chaining some stuff together, it's going to allow us to keep those cards in our hand. All right, drawn to Desolate Lighthouse. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and go for Reliquary Tower. Let's go ahead and go for Thran Dynamo. It's going to be Darksteel Citadel, Reliquary Tower. Actually, let's do this. Let's go ahead and go for Monolith, just to see what we can draw off of this one. Drawn to Merchant Scroll. Okay, that's actually really good. So we can use that to search up one of our bounce spells. It's going to go for Thran Dynamo. That's going to be 1/2. Get down Thran Dynamo, draw an additional card, draw a Quicksmith Genius. And let's go ahead and go for that Merchant Scroll. I kind of like going for that. It's going to tap out for 3. Let's tap out for blue. Let's go for Merchant Scroll. That'll give us just enough mana to get down Quicksmith Genius next turn, and that'll really help us start kind of filtering some of our card draw. Let's go and grab, where is it? Let's grab Retract. And we could technically go for Retract at this point right now. We just don't have any colored mana, so let's go and go for this. That's going to be 1/2. Tap out for Mana Confluence for red. Get down Quicksmith Genius, and then we're going to go and pass the turn. Yeah, not going to swing in for 3, like I said. All right, kick it back over there. Now, with Retract, it's going to return all artifacts that we control to our hand. So next turn, we're looking at tapping out Thran Dynamo, tapping out some mana, and Basalt Monolith. That's going to be 1/2. Actually, let our opponent do the thing. We'll get some card draw going. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're looking in the neighborhood of about 6 mana next turn. I mean, 6 artifacts bouncing back to recast it. And then hopefully, we might end up being able to go for an Ignite Memories next turn, especially once we have all this mana on the battlefield. But let's see what our opponent's going to roll out this turn. Opponent's getting down Prophetic Prism, enters the battlefield, draw a card, and then filter for 1 white mana. Now, we do have Prophetic Prism in the card, and effects like that enter the battlefield allow you to draw an additional card. It's kind of like playing Unesh. You know, when you get those Unesh Factor Fiction piles going, one thing that you really want to do is, you know, take whatever pile has a Sphinx in it, that way you can kind of keep that stuff chaining. And so when you ever enter the battlefield, draw an artifact effect like that, it really kind of helps you chain together some nice hands. Now with Quicksmith Genius, whenever we cast or whenever an artifact enters the battlefield, we're going to discard a card, and then we're going to be able to draw a card. So we'll kind of see what we rip into. And, all right, opponent's going to go for that. Yeah, that's fine. It's not too bad. We can still get some really good work done with the track, but usually when you have a secondary piece like that, that really helps you kind of turn together those hands where you're probably going to be able to, at least hopefully, kind of close it out with storm damage. All right, opponent's going to be swinging in for 7. It's going to put us down to 14. Opponent's going to take an extra turn after this one. Okay. Okay, opponent's going to go for Chandra Ablaze, and that's another cool thing about playing Jhoira is that whenever you cast a legendary planeswalker, you're going to get that additional card draw. Opponent's going to go for... They could go for the plus ability, discard a card, then they do have 5 cards in the hand, so that would definitely be a really good option to go for as far as Jhoira goes. If that does happen, that's going to be us tapping out for, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll still have the mana to recast her next turn and hopefully start chaining some stuff together if they end up going for that plus ability on Chandra. So it won't really be the end of the world for what we've got going on. And we might still have enough mana to go for something like Retract and go for Ignite Memories with them having at least 5 cards in the hand. Alright, opponent's going to get down Silver Mirror, and that's going to be them completely tapping out on mana. So, we'll see what they're going to do with the Chandra activation. Once again, like I said, if they take care of Jhoira, we're still going to be able to cast it next turn, hopefully between going for Retract and bouncing some stuff back. If we wanted to, we can go for Weir of Invention, you know, for a 0, it's using 3 mana. Opponent discards their hand and draws 3. Oh, bummer. Okay. Nice. Hopefully, maybe we'll draw into something. We'll see what we rip into, though. Dak Fade and Shivering Reef and Island. Okay, not the best, but they at least left Jhoira on the battlefield. But yeah, getting rid of Retract and Ignite Memories was definitely very brutal using that Chandra activated ability. All right, opponent's going to be swinging it for 7, but we'll put us down to 7 itself. So let's see what we rip into for the turn. Artificer's Assistant. Okay, we got some luck with Dak Faden. Let's go and do this. Let's go and go for Island. Now, actually, get the Reef down. I'm going to go for Artificer's Assistant. That's going to be 1 blue mana. At this point right now, we're just hopefully going to rip an artifact off Dak Faden. Let's go that. Let's go and go blue. And let's tap out for 1 off Reliquary Tower. All right, so we're going to get the Jhoira trigger. We're going to get that Scry from the Artificer's Assistant. Phyrexian Metamorph. Yeah, actually, we'll leave that on top. That's something we need casting off of that. We're going to draw the Phyrexian Metamorph. Let's go and go for Dak Faden. Target player draws 2 cards and discards 2 cards. Empty the Warrens. Wonderful. Let's go and get rid of Island. Yeah, I think that'd be good. Yeah, we're fine with that at this point. Discard, excuse me, just 2 cards. Get rid of Mountain 2. All right, there we go. Let's go and tap out for Thread Dynamo. Let's go for Phyrexian Metamorph. And then we're going to pay our life on that one. Put us down to 5. Let's go for Jhoira. Get that Hercules Recall. Yes, we're going to put that on top. Exactly what we need. And let's go and have Phyrexian Metamorph enter the battlefield as a copy of Thran Dynamo. Okay. Let's go and go for Hercules Recall. Let's add our mana to our mana pool. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Choosing us. And at this point right now, we at least still have Empty the Warrens, but we can also still go for an additional burn spell or something like that. All right. And at this point right now, I'm just going to go ahead and speed up the video. That way, I'm not just rambling. All right, so we're going to name Chandra Ablaze on this one. Make sure that's correct. Yeah, Chandra Ablaze. Okay, naming that on Pithy Needle. It's going to shut that off. Let's go and go for Empty the Warrens. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And that's still going to put us online for going for a Grape Shot after that. We're going to cast 20 spells. And there's going to be some good goblins. Oh, yes, look at all these goblins. Okay. And then let's go ahead and go for Grape Shot, targeting our opponent. Okay, it's going to let this resolve. It's going to wipe our opponent's board. Oh, dang it. Okay, so accidentally we hit F6 to let all those spells go through, so we could have swung in with Jhoira. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn for our opponent. But you can see how explosive some of these draws can be. You can tell we've got down only to about 50 cards left in our deck, and we've got a lot of goblins on the battlefield at this point right now. And you can also use stuff like Grape Shot to kind of help you close the game out. But we'll see what our opponent has. If they even do have something like Cyclonic Rift, we have a ton of mana to still go and get down Jhoira and start recasting some of this stuff. We'll see what our opponent's going to have, though. Okay, opponent's going to go for Cyclonic Rift. That's going to bounce everything back to the hand. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get out from underneath this. Our opponent's going to go for Chandra. Oh, discards. Oh my god, that was brutal. Okay. That was so nasty, and the Gataxian. Oh, there's just sometimes a magic where you feel like you're on top of the world, and then you just get a Cyclonic Rift into a Gataxian probe. Ooh, oh, the humanity. Okay. Let's see what we can do about this. Let's go and go for, let's get down Jhoira. That's going to be how much? 8 total mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's get the land drop down for the turn. We do have Academy Ruins, so that's something we can still work towards. Let's go and get Jhoira back down. That should be just enough right there. And that will put us down to 3, so we are getting into that quick burn range. I was going to cast Tormod's Crypt. We're going to draw a card off of that, draw the Trinket Mage. All right, anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Now, we do have Memory Jar to go for, and we still can get down Trinket Mage. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we still have enough to do that both turns. We are running into spots where we've got City of Brass as our land drop, but that was just absolutely brutal Cyclonic Rift. But that's what makes Commander fun. You know, we had a really big storm, and unfortunately, we couldn't chain anything together. Enough lethal Grape Shot. You know, maybe we should have sent it up top, some of those, but I don't think it was enough, even if we directed it up there. Maybe it might have been enough if we swung in with Jhoira, knocking them down to 3, because that would have been 3, 5, and then 1. That would have been 6. So that would have been, yeah, that would have still been down at about 2, but maybe I could have sequenced something differently, but it was definitely interesting. All right, opponent's going to go for Ral Zarek. Let's see if they go for that -2 ability on Jhoira. If they do, that's going to be pretty nasty on that one. Like I said, we still have Memory Jar. At least we can get an additional fresh look at some more cards in our hand. But at this point right now, Got a lot of stuff in the graveyard. All right, opponent's gonna go discard a red card. Oh, excuse me. Then go for the Chandra activated ability. Oh, they discard a polluted Delta. Okay, they plussed up on that one. Luckily, they don't have a red card in the hand then. Okay, about to say I thought we were gonna lose to Chandra. All right. See what we draw into. Draw into gamble. All right. Do we want to gamble at this point right now? Yeah, that's going to be about the best thing that we can do. Let's go and go for gamble. If we end up going for gamble, it's going to cut one mana. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to cut us off something like Memory Jar. We almost need to do something with Jhoira to keep her off the battlefield, swinging in at us for 3. Yeah, let's go for Memory Jar. Either way, this has been a really fun match. All right, let's go for Memory Jar. Let's make the land drop for the turn. Let's go and sacrifice Memory Jar. Get a few more cards in the hand. It's going to be Windfall, Supreme Will. Yeah, I just don't think we can chain anything together. We're going to end up losing to Jhoira, so we get in for 3 next turn. Oh, our opponent misplayed, but hey, they still got it. Still got it. We'll go and scoop it up, save them the combat step. Yeah, they have Chandra activation next turn if they draw no red card, or they got Rouse Zarek for -2, deal 3 damage to take us out, or simply swing in with Jhoira. But you can see how easy it is to get some storm spells going. But if you run into a Cyclonic Rift, it's going to bounce everything back to the hand. It really, early in the turn when they got rid of Ignite Memories out of the hand, that really, really hurt us really bad. But anyway, this is what Commander's about, having fun matches like this back and forth when it looks like you're on top of the world, and the next thing you know, you have no board state. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.